Each day, a specially trained pundit and his assistants create a Shiva lingam. This lingam, or symbol of God, is made up of 1008 small lingams carefully rolled from clay. The Shiva lingam takes several hours to complete. When it is finished, an elaborate puja is performed over it. Note the many hand gestures that the Ritvik makes while performing the puja. The mantras he is chanting create one type of energy. The mudras, or hand gestures, also create certain types of mystical energy. The body here is considered to be an instrument, just like a radio tower, and the mudras are adjusting the instruments to create certain types of vibrations or frequencies that are radiated into the universe. During the puja, the Shiva lingam is strewn with flowers and other items. Another larger Shiva lingam is created each day. Here you see 1,296 small clay dishes, each one holding a wick to be lit in the evening. Ma Lakshmi is performing puja before the lighting begins. This type of lingam is called a Jyotirlingam, meaning lingam of light. It is useful for dissolving sins and bringing spiritual illumination. After the puja, everyone joins in to light the lamps. In the evening, people come to circumambulate the Jyotirlingam, to remove sins and bring spiritual illumination, not only for themselves, but for everyone in the universe. The Jyotirlingam is very beautiful to view from a distance at night. One morning of the yagya, I wake up very early and hear the band playing. I find out that this is Bogi, the day before Shankranti. Shankranti, a sort of New Year, is the day that the sun crosses the equator and takes its northern path. The significance of the bonfire is that before embarking on this new year, one wants to burn one's hatreds, angers, and attachments, and one's desires for sensory pleasures. One of the first things to be accomplished each morning is Go Puja, meaning puja to the cow, shown here. Go Puja invokes energy that helps protect animals from cruelty and abuse. During the yagya, various ceremonies are conducted for animal, plant, fish, tree, and water mammal protection. Today, it is popular to call oneself an environmentalist. Ecology is a relatively new concept in the West. The Vedas, however, express reverence for every nook and cranny of the universe. The air we breathe, the fire that warms us, the earth we walk on, the water we drink, the space around us, the directions around us, these are all considered aspects of God and worthy of reverence and proper care. The cow is held in high esteem because of its nonviolent nature, the milk it provides to sustain life, and the manure it provides for fuel. At the beginning of the yagya, 8 pots are filled with soil and sprinkled with seeds. The seeds are watered 3 times a day. Early each morning we perform Palaka Puja to the sprouting seeds. The sprouting of the seeds is thought to mystically represent the success of the yagna. In Vedic cosmology, there are 8 major directions, each governed by a different deity. Each of the pots in Palaka Puja represents a different direction. Puja is performed to all these directions. In the east is Indra, in the southeast is Agni, in the south is Yama, in the southwest Nariti, in the west Varuna, in the northwest is Vayu, in the north is Kubera, in the northeast Ishanyam. These 8 directions are worshipped throughout the yagna in many different ceremonies. During the yagna, puja is performed on the gold-plated copper cupolas over the temple and other buildings. They serve as both lightning rods and as superconductors for cosmic energy. During this yagna, several murtis or statues are installed. The murtis being installed are of Vedavyasa, Ganapati, and Subramanya, who is the brother of Ganapati. Here, Raghu and Pallavi are taking part in a 2-day ceremony that culminates in the installation of the murtis. This ceremony has special significance. Shortly after death, it is thought that one meets the Chitragupta. The Chitragupta is a sort of divine accountant. Throughout one's life, he is secretly taking a video of our thoughts, speech, and actions. He accounts for both the good and the bad we do. Upon our death, the Chitragupta gives an accounting of our life to the judge, Yama. Depending on whether one's acts have been good or bad, it is Yama's job to send us on to the appropriate destination. It is believed that undertaking this ceremony to install murtis wipes one's slate clean of bad actions. No matter how wicked one's acts are in this lifetime, one goes straight to heaven. Thus, installation of murtis is one of the most meritorious acts one can undertake. Notice the man hammering a small square compartment next to the murti of Ganapati as the installation of the murtis of Vedavyasa and Ganapati begins. In this compartment, seeds, rice, 5 precious metals, 9 precious gems, mercury, a yantra, and other precious objects will be lovingly placed. After they are placed there, they will be covered by cement and the murti of Ganapati slid over them. This compartment is thought to be the source of the Shakti or energy of the murti of Ganapati that it will radiate for years to come. The murtis are more than just artistic renderings of saints, gods, and goddesses. With the proper performance of these ceremonies, it is believed that the Shakti or energy of the saint or deity enters the murti and dwells there. For the Shakti to be maintained, the murti must be properly cared for. The saint Vedavyasa was one of the greatest benefactors of mankind, an embodiment of compassion. He produced such wonderful works as the Mahabharata and the Srimad Bhagavatam to aid people in the current Kali Yuga, or Dark Age. The murtis shown here of Ganesh, the elephant-headed god, and Vedavyasa are part of a story of when Vedavyasa composed the Mahabharata. The Mahabharata is very long, about 5 times longer than Homer's Odyssey and Iliad combined. Vedavyasa needed a scribe to dictate it to. Ganapati himself agreed to be a scribe on a condition that the dictation should be continuous and without break. So here we have a murti showing Vedavyasa dictating while Ganapati writes. After the murtis are moved, Various hymns are chanted while the coconuts are broken in front of the murti. The coconut milk is thrown onto the murti, an auspicious act. Note that at this point, the eyes of the murtis are still covered over, as they are not yet fully awakened. Giving life to the murtis is considered much like a human birth. It has to happen in stages. Later, the covering over the eyes is removed when the murtis are fully brought to life. Later in the morning, a murti for Subramanya is installed near the Ganesh rock. Subramanya, like Ganesh, is the son of Shiva and Parvati, the divine father and mother. Subramanya is considered to be the commander-in-chief of all the divine forces. He is worshipped for progeny, and the installation is part of the Putra Kameshti ceremonies. His symbol is two intertwined serpents. While this ceremony is going on, some of the Vedic students see a rare cobra in the garden. Since the cobra is considered the king of serpents, and Subramanya's symbol is a serpent, this is considered auspicious. As a final part of the installation ceremony, a huge mound of rice, sprinkled with turmeric and kumkum, along with several large melons, is offered. The Vedic science recognizes that not only are there gods and goddesses that exist in the universe, but many other beings floating on what we might call the local astral plane. The rice and melons are offered to these other beings, such as ghosts and goblins, so that they will be satisfied and not disrupt the yagna.